So we've looked at bar position on the upper back, we've looked at the hips and how they travel, and we've looked at the knees staying over the ankles. What I would pay attention to next is tips relating to the foot. Now the main thing I would say is people, when they're first learning it, have too narrow a stance. If you have too narrow a stance, most of the time what that means is your torsos are going to lean over if you want to keep your ankles underneath your knees. So if we look at that from a position, if I have my feet quite narrow and I try and push my hips back, I have to lean over quite a considerable amount. And again, it's not wrong, it's just different. I ideally want your torso a little bit more upright. For that to happen, I would recommend at least starting outside of a shoulder width stance. Because you've taken your feet wider, often people also need to externally rotate their foot. And again, it's going to be different for everyone, but I would start with a 20 to 25 degree external rotation of the foot, and you may even want to go all the way up to a 45 degree depending on how your hips feel. But that wider stance creates a space for your hips to pop through whilst my torso stays more upright. Another thing I would look at is what you wear on your feet. So an Olympic lifting shoe is designed for Olympic weightlifting. It's not necessarily designed for powerlifting. It raises your heel. Some people struggle to put weight through their heel when they do a powerlifting squat. And when you put your weight through your heel, it's easy to recruit your hip musculature. So although you're going to spread your weight through the tripod of the foot, some weight's going to go through the heel, some on the inside of your foot, some on the outside. There's going to be more weight going through your heel. So an Olympic lifting style, you can trial it, but a lot of people when they're first learning it, I would go barefoot or have a shoe with no heel. That will enable you to literally put the weight on your heels. Another tip I like to give people when they're learning is to take their big toe and turn it up. So my big toe here is flat on the floor. If I raise it, it shifts my weight onto my heels and allows me to again engage and load my hips. Last tip I would look at, again once you've got all that nailed, is I would look to spread the floor with your feet. So when you're squatting, you're not just chilling out, relaxing. I'm looking to externally rotate my foot into the floor. So I'm spreading the floor with my feet. Again, it engages my hips and lower musculature, my glutes specifically, and I squat down and I come up. Lifting maximal weights is all about maximal tension, from your grip all the way down to your feet. So the last tip is try and spread the floor with your feet without your feet actually moving.